if you are an engineer, you can literally make money out of nothing. You can literally spin gold. These days, everyone needs software. Everyone needs some solution. No one have coding skills. Everyone need like good system, efficient system. You guys have capability to literally code some really nice solutions which are in high demand. There are so many people who are asking for, oh, we want to automate this. There are companies who want like some systems, and people in general, they always have problem and they need solution, especially in your local market. Okay, so Google isn't going to solve problem of your local shop owner, and you guys can do it. You guys have those skills, but despite having all these skills, you guys can never end up writing software which 95% people are going to use. Not even 95, I can say 99% people. Your solution, whatever creativity you come up with, might end up getting used by some like some Arch Linux user or someone who know command line, or you might end up writing some API, but that's it. Because look at my screen right now. Like, I have been using this system for so long, and I use this thing called Pywall, which just change colors based on my wallpaper. And I never even thought how bad this is for my eyes. I don't care. I just like the beauty and I just use it. Okay. And if I feel like, okay, this text is getting hard to read, so I just change the wallpaper. That's what I do. And this is my sick Linux user mentality. Okay, and I'm not saying there's anything bad in this. I'm just saying like the world is hyper optimized these days. If you're like so naive, you're writing some usable system. No one wants usability. People want, attraction. People want like simplicity, but a brand. People want, like, if you're writing a system which is a really good solution, but you don't know how to package into some, like some really nice brand, some really nice user experience, then no matter how good systems you write, you're never going to go anywhere. And this is sad. Okay, so when, like in early 80s, people had like command lines as an interface. Then we had like Windows and, Apple, uh, what do you call, like frameworks to create like desktop apps. But then we have like some internet revolution, and slowly companies started to realize that, they have to like optimize their front ends for everyone. Okay, and look at this Sioni front end now, and look at this front end 2 months back. So I still prefer this. I always felt like, okay, this is so usable, this is so nice. But the thing is, I can never go on market showing something like this. That's a sad reality. I mean, you might also feel like, okay, this is lightweight, this is fast, this have like everything. But the thing is, people want, like, okay, like, yeah, this is bloat, but people want this. Okay, let me just log out. I mean, I try to minimize it as much as possible, because, and this is something which I coded in JavaScript. Okay, so this is literally not a GIF. This is something, I'm pretty sure no one have ever seen something like this ever in his life. No one have done things like, even the logo is coded in JavaScript, because I don't have any UX UI skills. And I literally thought like, okay, okay, so there is this website, Rive Animation. I'm not sure if I'm right. Um, it's Rive Animation, Rive dot app editor. I wanted to create animations like Duolingo. So Duolingo is one app to learn like English, and I don't know, like any language. And look at this user interface. I never noticed any UI UX stuff in my life before. And when I started doing it, what is this stupid parrot? Why we need this? You know, this makes no sense, but this is what you have to add in your stupid system. If you don't add this parrot, no one is going to use your application. And look at this. Okay, so they have created this animation from this Rive editor, and I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do. And I'm an engineer. I'm making products solo. But what I did, I used JavaScript to create this, because I have to create this stupidity. Okay, I literally draw. Okay, so you can imagine like, there is like some source code which I can provide you. So I made this mascot. I don't know like how to do like vector art, and I literally created this logo. Let me just show you. Okay. Oh, so I made this logo from JavaScript and it animate. It looks better than, the static logo which I get like from vector graphics or something. But look at the struggles which I'm having these days. And see this website like recent.com. I use this website for more than a year now. This is for basically sending emails for developers. And it actually uses AWS SCS inside. Okay, it use like some other service. It's not even having deploying their own mail server or something, but they just wrap things so nicely. I never noticed their website, but later I realized there were some other alternatives. So even though you might say UI UX is stupid, which even I feel like it's a most stupid thing to do, but even people like us fall for it. So for example, like look at this SendGrid front end. It's the same service, okay? It's almost doing the same thing. But I remember like 1 year ago when I was doing research for like my email service, I looked at a bunch of like options and I'm like, okay, they are looking cool. It was so easy to use recent. Like they are like literally guiding and they're like laser focused on their product. And I realized, it's not just about like you can create some system and solve some problem. It's also about like, can you package it to people? Like some people might do not want web interface. They want like stupid apps, so can you like launch it on your iOS? And when you create apps, there are so many things. Okay, so I we made this app. There is this product which we were working on, and my developer. Okay, so like one of my friend like Sapan, he was developing this app, and this is what he built. So he gave this option like to upload a photo. He was also displaying all the style options here. And he was also showing like recently generated here. And I was like, okay, this looks so good. And he didn't like, there was no planning. He just randomly created like whatever he thought is will look like. Okay. Like, and in his engineer brain, okay, like I had this discussion, his engineer brain was like, what's wrong in this? It's so simple. Like just upload the photos like the style and click on like run product studio. And I was like, listen, I also thought this is fine. But later, one guy taught me that what is UI UX, okay? And then I realized, when you build something like app, it have to be like every page should force a person to only do one thing. So even despite the fact, this app is actually just giving 2 3 options, but apps is supposed to be so simple. Even kids these days can use apps, okay? They can figure out things. How? Because of this UX UI, okay? So it's not just about you end up making some really nice solution, some good system to automate some problem. It's also about like, can you you know create a generic style which fits for everyone. It's also about like, do you have that creativity to create logos? Like look at this logo. So do you have like, like all these things I am learning like for past 2 3 days. And I realize like how insane, like previously I used to have like any colors on my website, but now I'm literally like going to like AI and asking like, does like do the analysis, because I don't know how to, like I don't know if it's standard or not. Now, despite all this whatever I'm saying, I want to add one thing. This is stupid, okay? Like all this UI UX stuff, I know it's stupid, but just think about it. Like these days, okay, let me just change the wallpaper. Let me just live my life in my Linux system without UI UX. Like I'm happy with Firewall. So, you know, if you think about it, like why UX UI is important, because if you want to order some food, you're not going to go to some restaurant and ask waiter. You're going to use like some app. If you want to like just do your banking, you're going to use some app. You're not going to go to the bank and talk with someone. If you want to like talk to your friend, like make a video call, you're going to use some app or some web interface. If you want to like like chat, you're going to use app. Literally all the aspects of your life, okay, like whatever you want to do is getting like merged into one smartphone interface, okay? Like it's just like one, it's just bunch of apps now, okay? Apps is the interface to do everything, okay? Like submitting your electricity bill, or maybe just think of any case, you can do it from some app. You can order, you can do shopping and everything. So UI UX have become so important because people have to create like businesses in order to maximize their users. They literally have to think, okay, what design will work for everyone, how to hyper optimize it, okay? And if you don't do it, if you are building some really nice solution, you are like hosting it, doing it really nicely, in on your VPS, you are making like perfect API, faster system. But if you are like not um like doing UI UX, okay, then your competitors will do just like what happened with SendGrid, and I went with Reset, okay, and you are going to fail. So it's just bad because everyone is it's the like everyone is competing, so you have to do it. If you don't do it, then you can never have a product, and you will end up on some job, because despite the fact you can actually build softwares independently, which can be used by a lot of people globally, you cannot do it because you don't know UI UX, and now you have to work for some company who have it. And people who are like who have business mind, they understand these things. So even despite the fact they don't understand how to build like nice efficient system, they still ended up like creating some really nice business out of softwares, out of nothing, okay, and they earn money. So it's not about money. It's just like this is how world is working. So you have to decide what kind of person you want to be. I literally hate UI UX, but for Sioni, for my baby, okay, like my baby project. This is so cute. I did it. Okay, like I'm like, okay, I have to do UI UX for this thing, and now it looks better. It looks it looks much better. So yeah. So thanks for listening to my rant about UI UX, and like just get out of your Linux bubble, like Unix spawn people. Literally, this is the last thing I want to say. You guys build beautiful rise up system, like so many beautiful system. But if you want like usability, go with Grubbox. Grubbox is like just giving one advice.